All right, so hello everyone. This is Becky with Scott Leroy Marketing. Today we're going to be covering what Scott Leroy Marketing can do for you. So if you are here with me live, please drop your questions in the chat as we go through the class, and I will do my best to get those answered in real time. Otherwise, I will definitely save a couple minutes at the very end of class to make sure I get all your questions answered for you. If you're watching this back on recording, you can always reach out to us via email at support@scottleroymarketing.com. I'm going to drop that email in the chat for everyone as well, so that y'all have access to it. If you need to refer to this training after we get off of the Zoom, you can check it out on our YouTube channel, which I am also dropping in the chat for you right now. So I'm going to do a quick show you the our YouTube channel. But we do recommend the videos tab. So if you are on the home screen looking at our YouTube channel, you can see it right here. This is going to have, I think it's 9 to 10 will be pulled up right here. I don't remember exactly how many it is, somewhere in there. So you'll see those most recent there, but you can also just click on here to go to the videos tab or click here. Either way, it does not matter. But when you go to the videos tab, it is going to show you the most recent videos at the top. And when we are looking at our videos, we definitely want to make sure it's the most recent. Things are always changing, both with KW, Command, and the services that we provide. So finding the most recent video is going to be important. Same thing if you are searching, just make sure you're keeping an eye on those dates. Let's see here. Give you an example. So for example, when I search this, the first one that shows up is from 7 months ago. I do see a comment saying I keep cutting out. Is anyone else having me cut in and out? Just want to make sure. No? Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Hopefully it'll settle out for them real quick. But if you are looking at our YouTube channel, just make sure you're checking those dates. Again, things are always changing. So, for example, I searched for this class, and the most recent one that pulls up, or the top one, sorry, is 7 months ago, 8 months ago. And then you scroll down some more and you'll start finding those most recent ones. So if you just keep an eye on those dates that are showing right here, the most recent are going to be better, more helpful for you currently. So just something to keep an eye on. Today's class recording will be posted on our YouTube channel in about 24 hours. So you can always locate previous class archives there, or you can find, we have a bunch of tip videos we put out all the time. So you can go find those there anytime. Today we're going to cover how we help with onboarding and the things that we can help with after your onboarding that you can reach out to us for. So we're going to start over on the Scott Leroy Marketing website, which is going to be scottleroymarketing.com. I'm going to drop that in the chat for you as well, make it a little easier for you to find it. So again, scottleroymarketing.com. You are going to log in using your Market Center number. Mine says log out because I am already logged in. But you would just click the login button right here, enter your Market Center number, and then you should be good to access the site. So we're going to primarily hang out under this Agent Resources tab today. So the first thing we want to take a look at is the questionnaires. I'm going to open one of them up in a new tab for you, just so we can take a look at that. As you can see, when we open this up, we fairly recently revamped our onboarding. So when you go through the questionnaire, it's just going to give you the option to go through and pick what fits best for each of these categories. So whether you're joining KW, already at KW, things like that. But to help you answer these questions when you do go through the questionnaire, I'm going to cover our old questionnaire types so that you can kind of know where you would fall under those categories. I'm gonna let someone in. Sorry. All right. So the first one we have is the new agent questionnaire. So a new agent does not necessarily mean that you are brand new licensed. It just means that you are new to Keller Williams at all. So you could be brand newly licensed, and you just passed your test, or you could just be joining KW for the first time, even though you've been an agent for years. Either way, you would fall under the new agent questionnaire. Next would be an admin. So an admin is going to be someone that's joining a team or a group of agents. So generally, this would fall under a non-licensed associate. You'd usually be doing some type of support for a team, whether that's transaction coordination, marketing, anything along those lines. Next, we have a capper. And a capper is generally someone coming from another brokerage. You've done quite a few deals. You have quite a bit of production under your belt. Um, but this really just allows us to know that you most likely have a few transactions currently going on. And so your setup needs to be speedy and accurate because we don't want to cause any type of lapse in your business. So again, a capper, you would have done quite a few transactions, most likely coming from another brokerage. Next, we have expansion. So expansion means you are in more than one KW office. You could be, near state lines, where you have your license in both states. Um, Sorry, when I go to let people in, it takes me away from here. But you could be licensed, state lines if you're right next to a border, or if you maybe travel a lot and you have your license, for example, in Florida and California, and you kind of go back and forth between the two. That would be an expansion. You would be part of two Keller Williams market centers. There's also expansion teams, and that would fall under the same bucket. So a hidden agent setup is going to be next. So that's most likely going to be for someone, again, who is already in production with another brokerage. You would be transferring to Keller Williams, but maybe you haven't fully made the transition yet. You want to go ahead and get everything set up and running so that when you do transfer over, everything is smooth. So this will allow us to hide your public profiles. Sometimes we'll see this when an agent is transferring, has a few deals to close, wants to get everything set up. Maybe you haven't announced that you're leaving yet to your previous brokerage, or maybe you work with another company that you can't have your information on there. We've seen a couple different ways this helps out agents, but again, it's just going to help us know to make sure your profiles are private, so that you can't be found on kw.com or the KW consumer app. Next, we have Market Center staff. It's going to be pretty self-explanatory. So it's going to be your Market Center's leadership team, whether that's your Market Center administrator, director of first impressions, agent services coordinator, or anything along those lines. Next, we have returning. So returning would be where you were a KW agent in the past and you left, whether that was a month ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, any length of time. It just means that you're coming back to KW. The system is already going to recognize you. You'll have an account. You'll just have to reactivate it. Next is going to be a team questionnaire. So this could be an admin, but most likely it's going to be for a licensed agent joining the team as a listing agent or a buyer's agent or something along those lines. Next, we have tech refresh. So for any KW agent that's been with Keller Williams for any length of time, this just allows us to go in and audit your KW systems, see if maybe there's some tech that we are currently setting up for agents that we weren't when you first joined. For example, we are now setting up TidyCal and digital business cards and things like that. So if you joined a few years ago, those weren't services that we offered. So you can fill out a tech refresh and we'll go through to make sure everything is set up and you're taking full advantage of everything that we offer. And then finally, we have a transfer questionnaire. So that is going to be if you are transferring from one Keller Williams brokerage to another Keller Williams. So if you are moving across the country, for example, or if you're just moving locally from across the state, you would fill out a transfer agent. So those are going to be our questionnaire topics, and any of those questionnaires are going to bring you to the same page that we were looking at a minute ago. Every office is a little bit different with how you fill out the questionnaire. Some market centers will fill it out with you. They'll sit down and do it together. Some of them will fill it out for you, and some of them will have you fill it out on your own. It depends on the market center. But once you complete that, I'll close that out. You are going to get an email that looks very similar to this one right here. So it's going to say Keller Cloud setup complete. It'll have your name where mine says example, and then it'll have your market center right here, your market center number. We are pretty adamant about making sure we put your market center number in as many places as possible, especially since you do need it to access the Scott Leroy Marketing website and a lot of those different things. So we try to put it in as many places as possible so that you can be sure you can find it easily. So we'll have it right here, and you scroll down your email, you'll see it right here as well. You'll see your setup type. Um, nice little graphic here saying welcome to Keller Williams. This video right here is going to walk you through basically the email, the same thing that I'm walking you through right now. So if you want to go watch that, feel free. Otherwise, we're going to mainly cover all that information here today. Next, you're going to see notes from your onboarding team. So this is something that you'll want to pay attention to. Sometimes you will see a note if, for example, something is not working properly in command and we're waiting on KW to fix something. We'll add a note here, or maybe it could be as simple as we need your headshot and biography if you want those updated, so you can reply to the email and let us know. So it can be simple. It can be explaining that something wasn't set up properly or that something wasn't working. You'll see that there. So you'll want to keep an eye on that. If you have questions about the notes that you do see in your setup, please reach out to us. Our email is support@scottleroymarketing.com. We are more than happy to help clarify that for you or double check on it to see if it's been fixed. So feel free to reach out at any time about that. We are here to help out. Next, you'll see the SLM website password. So again, that's going to be your market center number. So you'll see it right here. You'll be able to log in. It's going to bring you directly to the SLM website. And then this will also bring you to the SLM website. Scrolling down, you will see the Keller Cloud login. So this is going to be what you use to log into Command, the Command app, KW Connect, which is now inside KW Command, and as well as Keller Home Loans. So your username right here, it's important to note the username is not case sensitive. However, the password is. Another thing you'll want to pay attention to is if you are double clicking to copy the password, like I just did, it will usually have punctuation in it, a special character. And you want to make sure that you grab the whole password, but you also want to make sure you don't have a space before or after the password, as it will make it so that your password is showing as incorrect when you log into Command. So just keep an eye on that. You can also, there's a view password button on Command, so you can double check that as well there. Scrolling down, we have the Google Workspace. So through KW, you do have a KW email. It's going to be a separate Gmail account. So you'll have the email address and the password. You're just going to log into Gmail like you would normally. So you would just go gmail.com or the Gmail app, log in with this information. We have a link right here that'll bring you directly to Gmail where you can log in. This will help you update your verification for that account. And then some KW email insights. It's going to bring you to our YouTube playlist about the KW email. So those are some helpful resources to check out. Moving down, we have our KW Command IDX website. That, along with our consumer app, are going to be so personalized to you. So you'll have your own personal KW website. It'll be linked right here, so you can go view it. Same with the KW consumer app. You'll have your own personalized branded app, branded to you specifically. It'll be the app link right here. I do want to point out, if you try to open it up on a desktop or computer, it's not going to pull up the app. It's going to bring you to kw.com because this is specifically an app link. So if you pull it up on a mobile device, it will bring you to the Play Store or the Apple Store or whatever platform you use to download your apps. It'll bring you there so that you can download it directly. And then that will be branded to you. So you'll see the full app link here. Your command email. So this is going to be what your primary email is set to in command. So all of your replies are going to go there on command emails. That's where they will be forwarded to. Next, you have your KW agent profile. So this is just going to be what people see when they search your name on kw.com. So if they're looking for an agent and they enter that, your name, they search for you, that is what they will see right there. So you can go check that out. It'll also show up on your website. So definitely take a look at that. Next, you have your Keller Home Loans and Keller Covered Personal links that you can click here to go there again with the Keller Home Loans. It's going to be your Keller Cloud login. That's right here. Moving down, you'll see Twilio right here. We are not setting up Twilio for agents. We are not able to set up because it is a paid subscription. We just find that a lot of agents do like to use it. It'll allow you to text your database through command. And we find that a lot of agents find that useful. Not a requirement. However, we just wanted to link this information here to help you out, have everything in the same place. Moving down, you will have DocuSign. And so, especially for this right here, I would say make sure you save this email, you star it, you mark it as important. However you want to do that. You can even, save it as a PDF, whatever you want to do with this. But especially for DocuSign right here, because this is going to be your logins. DocuSign is your signature platform. Most market centers we work with are using DocuSign. A couple are using Dotloop as well. And if your market center is using Dotloop, you will see the Dotloop logins in the email as well. However, with DocuSign, you will have the email address, the password, and then this part right here, the security question and answer, it is going to be specific to you. And so we just recommend making sure you have this information especially saved for the length of time you're with Keller Williams. Just make sure if you do ever need to reset your password, you will be able to enter that information in. You'll want to copy and paste the answer exactly as it is, including any punctuation. So we generally set up the phone numbers. So if it has dashes or it has periods in there, you'll want to enter it exactly as is. So keep that in mind. Next, we have some additional logins below. So Gemini AI, with your KW email, you have access to the pro version of Google's AI, which is Gemini, and it'll be pro. So you can log in. It gives you the link to Gemini right here. And then you'll just log in with your KW email logins. We do have a link for some AI prompts right here. We will cover those when we get back to our SLM website. Next, you have your Instacard logins. So you'll have your email address, password, as well as your shareable link. Instacard is just a digital business card platform that you can share. Moving down, you will have Zoom. So that will be your video platform like we're using for our class today. So it's going to be a free account. It is not going to be a premium or anything like that, as well as your TidyCal and Instacard. All of these are going to be the basic free accounts. We are not paying for those subscriptions. We're just setting those up. If you do have a paid subscription for any of those, please feel free to keep using that. You're not required to use these just because we set it up for you. So TidyCal is going to be a scheduling automation platform similar to Calendly, if you're familiar with Calendly. It'll allow people to schedule appointments with you, and it can add those links directly to your calendar. So this is a great resource. And then moving down, you'll see Canva. So this one's a little different than what you'll actually see on mine because we did just update it. The KW and Canva released a now my brain can't come up with the word, I'm sorry. But KW and Command just worked together to get KW agents a premium KW Canva account. So that partnership is now live very recently, within the last week and a half. So you're actually going to see logins here. You're going to want to go to canva.kw.com to log in, and you'll log in with your Killer Cloud logins. So if you got one of these previously, before the KW and Canva partnership was launched, you'll just go to canva.kw.com, log in. We'll go up to the top and show you with these logins right here, or whatever you use to log into Command now, if you've changed your password. So you'll log in there, and then you'll be able to access it. We have new classes. We did one every day last week. So you can find those on our YouTube channel. It kind of just walks you through the KW Canva account. So feel free to go check those out. But this one will be a tiny bit different just because it will now have your logins down here, the updated ones. So then we have some helpful resources. So we have some royalty-free media sites, KW Answers, KW Connect, and just some more KW Connect stuff. And then we have our Scott Leroy Marketing YouTube channel. You'll see some next steps down here. So these are a few things that we can help out with after your onboarding is completed. So you can send us your database. We can help import that into Command, up to 5 CSV files. We have a tutorial for announcing your move to Keller Williams. And then we have some other things through here, biography tips and tricks, and then our YouTube channel. So this is going to be our website. We'll cover that in a little bit as well. And then you have some support numbers and email addresses to keep on file. So you have KW International Support, Keller Home Loans, DocuSign support, our support information, and then Twilio's support information. So those are some great things to keep an eye on, be able to go check. Again, we just try to make it a little more convenient for you. We know it's a lot of information when you're just joining, and so we try to compile it as much as possible. So now we're going to go back to the Scott Leroy Marketing website. For anyone that just joined in, it's going to be scottleroymarketing.com. I'm going to go ahead and drop it in the chat one more time in case any of y'all aren't seeing it. So when you are on here, we are hanging out under this Agent Resources tab today. We covered our questionnaires earlier. The next thing you're going to see is the KW Agent websites link. I'll let that load. So when you go here, you'll see a calendar. So this is going to be this week's training calendar. So you'll see what each day of the week is looking like. You're going to see the websites, our playlist on our YouTube channel. And then scrolling down, you'll see some more links to individual videos. This part right here, the part that says before launching your new KW website, we are actually working to remove this just because the new KW websites have already been launched for all agents. So we're working to remove this section entirely. But if you scroll down a little bit further, you'll see once you've launched your website, and it'll have a video on how to add your testimonials, manage your featured listings, update some hero images, or create an open house sign-in page, which we'll talk about again in a little bit. And then we also linked some KWRI provided articles, as those will help out as well. So you can feel free to check those out. Next, you'll see this link for live webinars. So this is going to bring you directly to our Zoom class when it's live every day at 1 p.m. Eastern. But you can open that up. It's going to bring you directly here to this class. Next, we have the training tab. So the first thing we want to look at is our training calendar. So on here, again, this link right here, slmwebinar.com, is going to bring you to the Zoom class directly. And then the next thing you'll see is slmtraining.com. This is going to have all of our class recordings as well. So it's going to have a lot of those videos that are on our YouTube channel. And then next you'll see a calendar right here. And it's going to have all of our classes for the month. You'll be able to see what those are. If you click on the class, you'll see the date and time, as well as a little blurb about it and the Zoom link. So you can add those directly to your calendar individually. You can also add this whole calendar to your Google Calendar, so that you'll be able to see those, access those from anywhere. Totally up to you. And then moving down, you'll see upcoming classes. So we'll have a printout of our September class calendar right here. I'll just open this up so you can see it. But it's a printable version. You can print out if you want to have it, hanging by your desk. You have some that you're interested in and want to highlight. These are broken down by day of the week, and then it has the dates for those classes right next to the name of the class. So feel free to check that out, highlight the ones you're interested in joining. And then if you go down a little more, you'll see overviews of our classes. So you'll see a little bit more on each of those different classes. We'll give you a better idea of what class is best for you. Still under training, the next we have is the SLM challenges. So these are kind of designed to help you get started, both with real estate and KW, command, things like that. So we have our SLM getting started. It's going to be a 30-day challenge. It'll give you a task every day. We also have command, which we have a smart plan for this as well. Takes a second. There we go. But this is basically going to give you different tasks again every single day. Just want to show you an example of that. Whoa, I zoomed way in. Okay. But you'll see, for example, day one, download your Command mobile app and sign in. Download your KW consumer app. Learn how to add and edit a single contact. Things like that. So these are just some things that we think would help you out with getting used to command and real estate in general. Just again, we know it's a lot of information at once. Can be kind of like drinking from a fire hydrant. And so you want to make sure we just broke it down for you to make it a little more simple for you. So yeah, again, it is also a smart plan. So you can add it to your smart plan library. So then next there's Killer Cloud cheat sheets. So these are just going to be some documents that break down how to do different things within Command. And then next is going to be digital marketing tips, which is going to have some video tips for you. Actually, it looks like that isn't working properly. So we'll see if we can fix that. But it should generally have those for you. But we'll make a note of that and see if we can get it fixed real quick. Next, you're going to see the recorded training classes. So this is going to bring you to the YouTube channel for each of these classes, or the playlist on our YouTube channel. So for example, Canva, it'll have our new Canva classes that we just did, and you'll be able to go find those directly. Same with all of these different ones, all the different applets and command and things like that. Just a ton of information for you. Next is the agent support tab, and we are going to spend most of the rest of our time here because there is a lot to cover here. But this is going to have most of the ways that we can help you after you finish your onboarding. So we have some top rated ones, so we can help create a new bio for you. I'm going to open this up in a new tab. Pretty much all of the links are going to be forms, so I won't open each of them, but I want to show you a couple of them. But we'll go here. So this is to update your biography. You'll fill out your name, email, command username and password, and we'll go in and update it for you. If you have a bio you would already like to use, you can enter that in here. But you can also say, please write my bio and give us a few items that you would like to have highlighted in your biography, and we can help write that biography for you and then update it across your command profiles. So you'll fill all that out and then just click send, and it'll come over to us and we can help out with that. Importing your database. Again, we talked about this when we were covering that email, but we can help import CSV, VCF, numbers, Excel sheets, files like that. you can send those to us and we can reformat them and import them into Command. Command can be a little bit finicky with importing your database if you haven't tried it already. If you have tried it, you probably know because the column mapping has to line up a specific way and things like that. So it can be a bit complicated, but if you send us your CSV files, we're happy to reformat it so that it will match up and import correctly, and then we can import it for you as well. Updating database contact information smart plan. So this is one of the smart plans we've created, where if maybe you're missing an email address or a phone number for your database, this will kind of help you figure out who you need to fill in what data for. So it'll go through and you can either call them to get their email addresses or email them to get their phone numbers, things like that. Next, we have marketing support. So we have a monthly newsletter smart plan. We create this newsletter each month individually at the beginning of the month. It should always be available within the first week of each month. You will want to request it new each month just because, again, we create it specific for each month and what's happening right now. So you can go and fill that out and we can get it added for you. We can send it to your database for you or to certain tags, things like that. Again, most of these are forms, so I'm not going to open each of those just because that would be a little monotonous, but a little redundant, but we do have a few in here that I'll show you specifically. Next, we have free marketing templates. So I'm actually going to loop back to this in a little bit. We have 3 different places where you can find the free marketing templates. So I'm going to show you each of those, but this is going to be the first place that you can see those. Next, you'll see a link for API Nation setup, importing top producer, smart plan setup. This one I will open in a new tab. So this is going to be helpful to have us set up those KW provided smart plans for you. So you'll fill out this information here. And then you can choose which KWRI provided smart plan you would like to have set up. So you can go through and pick which specifically you'd like, or you can say you want all 10 of them set up for you. And then you can fill that out and click send once again. And we can help jump in and set those up for you. Spring Clean Smart Plan, that's going to be the same as this updating database contact information smart plan. So again, to help you fill in the gaps with some of that information that may be missing. Next, we have getting started. So a lot of these things are going to be things that we would have already set up for you with your onboarding if you did your questionnaire and we sent you this setup complete email. So a lot of these would be that same information. So your command setup, your DocuSign setup. And then there's a couple. So KWLS open it. Well, actually, this one I do want to point out. We're also going to remove this just because the method has changed for this. So it used to be back before they updated the KW agent site that you would that all of the MLS information, like an open house, you would have to fill it out separately. So now when you add your open house information to the MLS, it's automatically going to be added to the KWLS. So that is already integrating. But one thing you'll want to do now is if you want to have an open house sign-in sheet, they also changed that a little bit. So it used to be you could have one open house sign-in sheet for all of your properties to do it on your KW agent site. They changed to that so that you would have it for each property, each listing address. You'll have a new sign-in sheet. And that'll really help because it'll show on the contact's timeline which open house they were at. So that's helpful, and you will be able, we have another form to help set up that open house sign-in sheet. It's going to be a little further down the page, but I'll point that out. Again, importing your database, we can also help export, updating your headshot, biography, resetting your password, QR code creation, things like that. Moving down, we have the looking to rebrand section. So if you are leaving a team, we can go in and make sure we remove that team branding for you. Maybe you're moving teams or you're joining a new team. You can fill out that form and we can update that for you. If you want to update your social media links on your command website, we can go in and do that for you. KW email setup. So these are a bunch of different things that we're able to help with for rebranding. So some of them are fairly simple, like updating your office address on your website. But we can also set up your KW email alias, email forwarding, things like that. So then moving down a little further, we have website support. So websites are not everyone's cup of tea. They can be a little complicated, but we do have a bunch of different ways that we can help out with that. So website enhancement, we have a few different pages that we can add for you, such as a YKW page, home valuation form, mortgage calculator, things like that. So you'll see some of those down here below if you wanted to request those individually. We can also help add testimonials, set up domain forwarding if you have a domain that you purchased through a third-party domain provider, such as GoDaddy. We can help set that up so it forwards to your KW website. An app download page, a bunch of different things through here. Here's that open house sign-in sheet we were talking about a minute ago. But you can fill this out for each individual listing and we can go set that up for you. If you're in an area that uses NEO new construction and you have a subscription, you can fill out this form and we can get it set up for you there as well. Next, we have the build your business section. Canva, Zoom, digital business card, TidyCal, if maybe you don't want to go through and do the whole tech refresh. One thing I do want to point out is this Canva account setup. This is not going to be the KW Canva account. It's just going to be a free basic Canva account. Again, very newly launched partnership. So we haven't taken that out yet. But you can go through, like on one of the forms. But when you do that, you can request all three, TidyCal, Zoom. If you do want a free basic Canva account, you can fill that out as well. But maybe you just want the TidyCal and the Zoom. You can fill that out, both of those together on the same form instead of having to fill out each of these individually. The digital business card is going to be a separate one just because it does require a little bit more information. So you'll just fill that out separately. Next, there's compliance updates. So if you're in an area that has specific compliance requirements, one of these areas, you can fill that out and we can help update it for you. And then next we have leadership support. I am not going to be able to cover that today, but we have a bunch of resources for leadership. So if you are leadership joining me today, feel free to check these out. We also have a tab right here that has a bunch of things for you to be able to use. If you do have questions on any of that, again, please feel free to reach out to us, support@scottleroymarketing.com. We are here to support you as well as your agents. So next, down this agent resources tab, we have marketing support. So the first one is agent concierge. And if you remember just a minute ago, I pointed out the free templates button on our agent resources tab. So this is going to be that same place. This is actually our agent concierge. So it's marketing that we can create for you. So you can fill this out. Also under marketing services, it was right here. Maybe we just moved that. Never mind. Sorry. So it's in two places. Oh wait, no. It's probably that button right there. Yeah, that would be the I'm sorry, y'all. So there are three different places. I just went blind for a second there, I guess. But if you go down, this is marketing we can create for you. So you can choose the design and provide the information, and we can take care of the details. So scrolling down, you'll see some of those templates that you can choose from. You'll see our most popular ones. So social posts, flyers, postcards, things like that. I'm going to walk you through how you can fill this out though. So you're just going to click start. It's going to ask, is this your first time requesting? I'm just going to say yes. What's your market center number? You can enter yours in right there so you can make sure we enter your KW logo properly. Um, Next, are you submitting this form for yourself or on behalf of someone else? So you may wonder, why would I fill it out for someone else? For example, maybe you are an admin on a team and you're filling it out for one of your agents. Maybe you have someone else hosting an open house for you, and you're helping out. You can enter that, but we're just going to say for myself, you'll enter your name. We'll just hit next. Would you prefer to choose from all of our designs or our most popular? I'm going to say all just for the sake of this. And then we can choose what type of design. So social post, postcard, flyer, or all of the above. And then you'll go through and you'll pick those individual ones. So you'll see what template looks good to you. I know these logos are a little bit small. Unfortunately, there's not really a way to make them bigger. So you just look and we'll see them a little bit bigger in just a second. But we'll just grab one that looks good to us. And then we'll do the same thing with our flyers. Postcards is going to be the same thing. Most of these you can see the front and the back. Except that one you can't. Go with that one. And then you'll want to enter the property address exactly as you want it to appear. You'll fill out that listing status. So whether it's for sale, just listed, just sold, open house, pending, under contract, whatever it is, I'm going to say open house just because it has one more step to fill out if it's for an open house than the others do. So open house, we'll say next, and then it's going to ask for the date and time of the open house. We'll say 3 to 5. I believe that's the Saturday's date. If not, please just pretend with me. But we'll just say next. And then you'll want to enter your business email address. And the phone number. I'm going to grab that from down here as well. Would help if I grabbed the full number. There we go. If you have your headshot and want that uploaded here, you can do that. Same with your logo if you have one of those. And you'll just hit next. Any comments? So if you have any state requirements, some specific compliance things you need on there, you would enter that there. And then we'll just click review and submit. And then you're going to go through and you will see all of your responses that you entered in here. You can go edit individual answers to each question without having to redo the entire form. So you can take a look at those. You'll see that these are bigger icons that you can see those pictures a little better. And then you would just click submit. I don't want to submit it to our team right now because I don't want them to actually make this. But you would just click submit and our team will work on it for you. One thing I do want to note is that we do request 1 to 2 full business days for this to be created, really for all of our support requests, but especially for things like this. So if your request is time sensitive, you just want to make sure you're doing it earlier rather than later. For example, this open house that I filled this out for, if it is active, or sorry, if it's, for example, if it's Friday at 5 p.m. and we're filling it out for Saturday at 3 p.m., it's likely not going to be done in time. So we do request that you allow as much time as possible, just so we can make sure it's done in time for you. So just something to keep in mind when you're filling this out. We just want to make sure you get taken care of. Next, under agent resources, we have Gemini Pro and Chat GPT prompts. So this is going to be great for whichever AI platform you use. It doesn't have to be either Gemini Advanced or Chat GPT. We just added those in there. This video does walk you through how to access your Gemini Advanced platform with your KW email. So you can definitely check that out. And then next you have a bunch of prompts. So I think this is awesome. We have a ton of different options in here. Well over 100 prompts that you can use. So these are our top 10 right here. But if you scroll down, there's some for assisting buyers and sellers, pricing and market analysis, marketing and advertising, negotiation and closing, working with first-time clients, things like that. So there's a ton of different ones in here. And then there's even more down below. So lead gen prompts, open house, door knocking. So we have a couple hundred in here that you can definitely check out and use those to help you grow your business. Next, under marketing support, we have links to our monthly blog and monthly newsletter forms. So the monthly blog is going to be similar to what we talked about with our monthly newsletter. We create it new each month, specific to that month, and you can go request it from us at the beginning of each month. And then finally, we have templates down below. So we did actually just update these. So we have some more options through here. So the agent templates, you have KW Classic, KW Luxury, KW Modern. We have some KW Black and White coming soon. And then these are our prior templates. So you can check out any of these. We're just going to grab one of these. Go here, let it load for a second. But once you're in here, it's going to have a bunch of KW templates that you can use from your KW Canva Pro account. You'll just want to make sure you are logged into canva.kw.com before opening these links just to make sure that they populate properly. But if you go through, you can search for them. You can look at these different templates. So we have business cards, email signatures, flyers, brochures, social media. So we have a ton of different ones, just a lot of them in different types. So again, this is the KW Classic, but we still have some more for luxury and things like that. So then we would just click on one of them. For example, we'll go with the signatures. I'm just going to say use in Canva. It's going to bring us to this where we'll be able to see the different templates. We can scroll through and look at the different designs, but then we can just say view template as well. You're going to say open in editor. And then you'll have access to edit each of those. So you can go through, scroll through, find ones that you like, and then you can go edit the information in here just by clicking on it and then, updating it with your information. One thing we do want to point out is that if you are using these, we just want to make sure you are double checking with your Market Center staff for compliance guidelines, just because sometimes compliance requirements are a little bit different. We are not able to know that for each individual market center specifically with our templates. However, you are more than welcome to go through and edit these. Just double check and make sure you're remaining in compliance with your market center staff. So we'll go back over to our website. But again, it's going to be the same process for each of these. That is all I have. So I'm going to wrap this up and open the floor for some questions. So if you have questions, I do see one came in just a minute ago and I'll get that answered for sure. If you're not sticking around for questions, thank you for joining me. I hope this was helpful for you. Again, please feel free to reach out to us, support@scottloraymarketing.com. If you do need anything, we are more than happy to help out. And we hope you have a fantastic week ahead.